right? Vestibular is kind of in my head. It's the movement of my head, and maybe my kids are rocking. Maybe they're moving their bodies all over the place, and they just want to keep moving. So we're gonna show you some vestibular activities you can do at home with my assistant Batman. Excuse me, Willie. Right, Willie, gonna help me out? There he is. So first of all, if you have a swing, great, awesome. Use the swing. Get that linear movement. Get that rocking back and forth throughout the day as much as you can, because that's getting that kid that vestibular input that maybe they're looking for. Maybe they're seeking. You've heard the term seeking and craving. These are things that, they're doing this ping pong because they're trying to get their brains organized to attend whatever it is you're trying to get them to attend to, right? So if you have a swing, use the swing. That's great. If not, what can you do at home? So if you have a couch, use the couch. Let's use that. So jumping and crashing was the first one. I've shown this before when I was on Ask an Autism Mom with Jen Eggert. So some of this stuff I've done already on that show, but it's kind of the same thing. So here we go. Here we go, Willie. My assistant Willie will be here. So here I have something to jump on. I'm going to go over here. So this is active, so I'll be back and forth. So I got him something to stand on. He's just going to jump into a big beanbag. Go. Jump. Yeah. That's it. And he does it again. Hop up again. Give me like 5, buddy. So you could do this from a couch onto a pile of pillows or a pile of blankets, or a bed, jumping up and down on a bed, stuff like that. So he's getting that input to his head, right? Do one more, Will. We'll do 3. Ready? Big jump. Go.
I'm on 3.
All right, do one more. Ready? Go. 4. Nice. All right, awesome. So if you don't want to use your couches because you care about them and you don't want your furniture to get ruined or whatever, maybe your apartment's too small or whatever. So let's use things that we don't need equipment. There's some things we can do, right? So Willie, hop on the yellow dot, buddy. Go stand on the yellow dot. When working with kids, it's cool to have like a visual cue for them, like go stand on the dot, right? Go stand here. Give them something to go stand on or sit on, because this is the defined space rather than like go over there. Well, over there's a million places over there, right? But if I say go stand on the dot or go stand next to the pencil or go stand, I don't know, on the blanket or the pillow, they know where to go. Okay, so Willie, let's see your somersault. You're gonna roll this way. So forward roll. Let's see if you can do it. Whoa, we're just doing somersaults. Or can you go backwards? Go backwards. Whoa. Somersaults, backward rolls. How about a log roll? Go to the yellow dot.
Yeah, I know what that is.
You know what a log roll is? There you go. Let me see a log roll. So Willie's been practicing these too. So there you go. Oh, keep going. Keep going. Go back. Go back. All right. So that's pretty simple. Not rocket science, right? And maybe one more we can do. All right, put your head on the yellow dot. There you go. Whoa. Oh, geez, Louise. Oh, geez, Louise. There we go. Give me. All right. Just do a handstand, right? Headstand. A lot of input to that head. Okay. All right, cool. And that's a cool skill to learn anyway. All these motor activities are really good anyway because you're getting core strength, you're getting movement. It can also spin them up very much. Okay, that's having no equipment. If you have something to pull the kid on, like a scooter, those are great. So have them sit on the scooter or on their tummies. I imagine doing a scooter at a lot of houses or having even a scooter around the house is probably maybe impractical. So having kids on a pillow, maybe you can pull, maybe you have wood floors on the house. I happen to have mats on the ground here. And I just have a tire. It doesn't have to be a tire. It could be a pillow. It could be a cushion. Okay, Willie, have a seat on there, buddy. Sit in there, like sit in the boat. Sit in the boat. All right, here, put your feet out. Grab onto the rope. Okay, all I'm doing was pulling them around. Oh, jeez. Here we go. Here we go. Whoa. Okay. Here, Larry. And yeah. So, and if he doesn't want to hold on, if he doesn't have strong grip, I can tie it around the tire or around his waist. Something like that. It could be a sheet. Doesn't have to be a rope. Something where he's getting pulled. All right. All right. Or something bouncy too. Something bouncy is awesome. If I have a tire, an old inflatable tire, they can jump up and down. These are great trampolines. And some people have trampolines. All right, hop off there, buddy. Do one more. Oh, geez. Okay. Here we go. Here's the next one. Ready? On the yellow dot.
No, I was just gonna start.
Okay, on the yellow dot. All right. So maybe you have a yoga ball or a therapy ball or around your house. This is the Lackey Kid balance ball. This thing's great. So if you have one, something like this is everyone knows this one. You all right, just leave that one in here. Here, just sit here. Maybe while he's you're reading him a story or whatever, they're just bouncing on the ball. Okay, pretty simple. The thing about the Lackey Kid ball is, stand up real quick, buddy. Oops, sorry. It's got these cool little legs on it. Turn it upside down. Have a seat, buddy. He's got handles. Now you got a bouncy ball. Boom. There you go. Let's see it. And you can rip around the house, stuff like that. Okay? Okay, good job. Whoa, sorry. All right. So that is getting the vestibular system going. That can be very organizing. That can be getting input that some of the kids are trying to get by moving around and stuff like that. Come over here. On the yellow dot, buddy. Yellow dot. Okay. So the thing about the vestibular system, sometimes that helps kids get organized, and they do that for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes a half an hour, sometimes a really long time, and they come back and they're good to go, right? I got my movement, I got that input to my head, I feel good. Other times, getting the vestibular system activated can ramp a kid up even more, right? That can happen. It happened quite a bit. So if it's not working, if that's the wrong thing to choose, then there's a lot of other things we can do. Today, we're going to look at oral motor and specifically kind of look at the bubble jug, okay? I've done the bubble jug before. All it is a jug filled with water and soap. It doesn't have to be a jug. It can be a bowl of water. It can be a cup, something. And all I'm doing is having the kid blow some bubbles, okay? I'm going to put this down a little bit here. Come here, Willie. Have a seat here, buddy. Why don't you sit on the beanbag? There you go. Here we go. Also, having a kid when I'm doing anything with a kid and I can give them some support and some feedback with a beanbag, it's a good thing to do. One rule I always tell the kid is don't drink, okay? And all he's doing is blowing bubbles into the bubble jug. That's it, okay? So I'm just reading Angela's question. Angela, I will get to your question in just a second. Sorry, I lost you guys. Okay. Give me 1 second for that. And all he's doing is blowing bubbles into the bubble jug. That's it. And this is a great calm down activity. Oral motor is a really good go-to. Angela's question is low muscle tone. So I'm going to answer that second part of that question here in a second. So if a kid does have low muscle tone, and this can be tough, because blowing bubbles, I kind of need a strong mouth, and this can be tough, so kids just quit. If you can do this, awesome. Bubble jug. Great. Piece of cake, right? Okay, stop there for a second. There's a lot of resistance in that, so that can be difficult. I can also try things like bubbles, just blowing bubbles. I'm going to give my kid a straw. Here you go, buddy. And this is a little easier because there's less resistance. And then all he's doing, blow the bubble. No, blow the bubble. No. put the straw in your mouth and try to blow it. Yeah. And he's just blowing the bubble around. That's it. Ready? So I'm getting his attention on a thing, an object, right? And that helps me kind of focus and calm down there. Here, try to blow a bubble, buddy. Whoa. So different ways to do that, okay? So oral motor, things where I have to blow or suck something with the straw is a good way to kind of bring that level down. So using stuff like bubbles can sometimes kind of spin you up as well because it's very visual. Ooh, very exciting. In which case, where'd you put Batman? Go get that in the pump, please. Using things like balloons are really good to use because it's stationary. It's not going anywhere. Like a bubble, I have to kind of track, and I might lose the kid. So using things like balloons are awesome. Regular balloons I get can sometimes be super difficult. So the bigger the balloon, kind of the bopper ones, let's use your mouth. Let's use your mouth first. They're a little easier to use, right? Except maybe that one. Maybe that example. So if it's too tough, they also have these cool balloons. I got this from the grocery store at Fred Meyer around here. Maybe you live somewhere else. There's not a Fred Meyer, but it's just a real loose balloon. They sell them online. Here. Stuff like that, just to make it a little easier. Again, I'm just looking for input from the mouth, right? And just blowing it up. And this thing you can blow up to a massive size, so it makes it, they can't really pop it. Okay, if the oral motor is tough, okay, if it's not working and the lip seal is not working and the kid gives up and they're still kind of having a difficult time, then let's go to my fidgets, okay? I'm going to keep using this balloon. And here I just have a pump. If you have a pump, maybe you have a Bosu ball or a yoga ball. A lot of times these come with them. It's just a hand pump. I'm going to give this to the kid. I'm going to make sure that they're in like a bean bag. I might shut the lights out and reduce the noise. And I'll put this on the, there you go. Super simple. And all he's going to do is pump it up. Okay, while he's doing that. So fidgets are really cool to use. Fidgets is anything I'm manipulating with my hands, right? So then I'm bringing my attention, I'm focusing it to this thing in front of me, as opposed to around here. This might be too much. Maybe the lights are too bright. Maybe there's too much going on. So I'm bringing my attention to this thing in my hand, and I have to focus on this. Okay? Good job, buddy. So if this is the case, right? I might have them sit in a beanbag. The more resistive, having resistance can help. So giving them something like the Lackey Kid resistance band is really cool because I can do a lot of things with this. I can just pull it and they just play with it. You know, put it on their head, give them a squeeze. That's not really a fidget, but a lot of things you can do with that. But I might have them also here. Get on your tummy, buddy. Can I have that, please? Right here. Awesome. Here, get on your tummy, Willie. On your tummy. Here, lay here. Awesome. And this is a good here's strategy you can use. You can plop this right on their back, right? So while they're on their stomach, I might give them some putty. Or here's the Lackey Kid marble maze. This thing's